Hi guys. I'm just coming back from church today, so that's why my head is tired, and I am just making these videos not because I just to keep myself busy. Sometimes you find yourself bored and you just start doing things that will that will keep you busy, and sometimes you just play them back to yourself and laugh. Okay, so today is a Sunday, and I want to talk about the kind of I think I wrote it down what I want to talk about. I am not doing this video for anything. I'm just trying to pass out information to people who might be interested, who it might be relevant to. So I want to talk about the type of jobs and the benefits that are found in Canada. When I mean type of jobs, I mean, will I say category? Instead of saying type, let me use the word category of jobs. Okay, so there are, I think, about 4 to 6 categories of jobs. You have the full-time permanent, and then you have the part-time, and then you have the temp, and then you have the casual. Full-time, there's also full-time contract, which you can also call it temp. They call it temp, and then full-time permanent, then casual, and yeah, those are the categories of jobs in Canada. And for full-time permanent jobs are jobs that when you get hired, you start getting all the necessary benefits from day one. For some companies, they might say you should pass your probation period first, which sometimes is either 3 months or depending on the number of hours you have worked. For some organizations, they would say if you have worked up to 600 hours, then you become a permanent full-time staff. But for some companies, they would say you can start getting your benefits from day one. But this is what I have observed so far based on the information and knowledge I have. I have not done an extensive research on if there are others, but what I know is what I'm talking about now. So for full-time permanent, you can get your benefits immediately, and benefits such as healthcare, dental, vision, insurance, and registered, that's RSP, we call it pensions. Those are benefits. Pensions you contribute and the employer contributes as well. So that's for full-time permanent. It means you can stay there for as long as you want. Then for temp or contract, it's more like they hire you just for contract basis, which is, it could be 1 year, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 years. That's what they call temp. For temp, some companies can give you benefits while some companies don't give you benefits. So it depends on what is stated in their conditions of service, employment conditions of service. Then we also have casual. Casual is more like for the blue collar jobs. They call you, ask you if you're available to pick up a shift, and then if you're available, you pick up the shift. If you're not available, they look for somebody else. So it's not a full-time job. It's just a casual job. They just call you anytime to come and work. The thing is, if you're available, you go to work. If you're not available, you don't get to work. Then there's also this part where recruiting companies. There are lots of recruiting companies like Randstad, Drake, Pinnacle, Robert Half, depending. There are lots of them. So these people, they have already a direct relationship with the companies, and sometimes companies could just want somebody that could maybe temporarily occupy a space that has become vacant. Maybe the original person who was occupying the space fell sick and needs some time off, maybe like 6 months to 1 year time off. So they will need somebody to occupy that space for that period the person is away. Meanwhile, the original owner of that job will still be receiving some pays and benefits. But where these recruiting companies come in is that they provide temporary staffing, So in that category, I think I want to place them as contracts. So now the difference is temp. For temp, I mentioned contract and temp as being the same, but now I've now seen that it is. I've now realized that it's actually different. Temp, the company hires you directly for a period of time, for like 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. That's temp. But for contract, you are hired by a recruiting company and placed or seconded to another company to work for a period of time. So those are the type of, or the categories of employment in Canada. And from the statistics I've been seeing, you rarely find people who have full-time permanent jobs. You just have people who have temp jobs. There are lots of temp jobs. There are lots of contract jobs. There are lots of casual jobs, and there are lots of part-time jobs. So it depends on what you want to do with yourself. If you come and you say, okay, it's for us immigrants, we started at I started as contracts, but my husband started as he started as a full-time job and was under probation for 600 hours. He was under probation for 600 hours before he was made a permanent staff. So it's we don't really, I can't really say if, coming from Nigeria, we don't really count full-time permanent job as the in thing in Nigeria. But in Canada here, people don't see it that way, because a lot of people just keep moving up and down. They just like, I just want to do something maybe for the next 1 year, and if they get tired of it, then they move. But you still find some people who want to stay for a very long period of time. So those people will prefer to have full-time permanent jobs, and a lot of people can decide to stay for as long as 30 years, 40 years, working in the same company, 50 years. Even my company, there is a lot of people have been there for years, donkey years, and I'm like, these people are really trying, because I personally do not see myself staying in a place for more than 5 years. I'm a very restless person when it comes to career. I like moving. I move from all my life I've always been hopping from one organization to another, because I feel that the way you can grow faster and get enough experience, more experience and understanding from different industries is through movement. But if you're stuck in one spot doing the same thing year in, year out, I don't see the growth or the progress in it, because you're still in the same system. You still have the same knowledge. You've not learned anything new. So I am a movement person. So I even prefer what I am doing now, because I know that maybe in the next 6 months or 1 year, if I get tired, I can just wake up and say, okay, you know what? I am moving and looking for another job. But some people just want to stay in one place and just, settle and live their lives. So that's it. I think I'll do another video talking about the benefits and the pay, what it's like here in Canada, so that you can have an understanding. Bye.